What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Zen Adventures. If you don't know what this is about, you might be confused unless you check the description. So go ahead and do that. I'll wait for you. I'll wait. Today, we are going to be working a bit more on the spawner. And this is a function build instead of look. And my hope is that we'll be hearing some splashing around at some point. I think I probably will need to maybe get like... I want to get at least 2 of these going. And then I think we'll walk away and come back and see if maybe we can actually get everything to work and properly. So, that's what we're looking at down there. Is getting all that water in. I just had an amazing lunch. Well, semi-amazing. I don't want to talk it up too much, because actually... I'm not a fan of green beans, and we had green beans. I had green beans, and not my favorite. And I'm not sure what I did wrong, but I think I did something wrong in cooking them. So I'm gonna have to redo the recipe, because I get the meal kits and then the recipe. I split it up and cook it, because I don't do microwave stuff. The microwave stuff is gross, because it when you cook stuff in the microwave, it really does just absolutely destroy it. People who called it a nuker, they knew what they were talking about. Alright. And then all we gotta do now is just cover this thing. And maybe sometime later we'll destroy this. But we're gonna be pretty sentimental, I bet, about a lot of stuff that we make. Even a spawner like this. So, we'll have to see. But I do feel pretty full. I feel pretty happy. A nice full tummy. And I'm thinking about a mid late afternoon nap. Mid to late afternoon nap, I mean. Because I haven't been getting enough sleep. And it's always good to get your 8 hours in. But sometimes it can be a little bit difficult. And I've been staying up too late. Mostly because I'm used to staying up that late. But I find in my day that towards the afternoon, a lot of stuff slows down. And so sometimes I think, you know, if I could, in a perfect world, I would probably sleep 4 hours in the night, wake up at 4 a.m., like, go, and then sleep from, like, literally 12 to 4 every time. At night, 12 to 4. Daytime, 12 to 4. But then I would probably miss out on a lot of stuff. There's never a day where I have to start working in an office again, though. It's gonna be hard. Alright, we need to get some food. I think I'm gonna be lazy and just eat like this, because we've got a ton of it. There we go. Alright, so now we walk away, and we'll come back and see what we got happening. I want to get on the other side of this wall. We'll jump over that way and we'll come back. So, trying to think about how I'm going to spend my evening. I really would like to record, because we've got this episode, and then the next episode, and then we're going to be updating again. So I need to figure out if I want to try and update the game, play until I update, and get the stairs in. But the stairs, the update for Infdev, we're not going to be exploring anymore in Infdev. We're just going to be getting, crafting stairs. And so I've been thinking a little bit about how I want to make some of this stuff. So let's... Actually, I want to get some trees down. I was looking at one of the pictures, and I really like a tree right here in the front. Right in that spot. Because when it's clear, it kind of looks... It looks a little sad. We'll do a couple there. Alright. Any splashy splash? Oh, shoot. Well, it would help if we lit up this area. Maybe just a little bit. Alright, well, we'll have to see what happens. We do need to light up the top, though. No matter what stage we're in. If we don't keep this lit up here, they're 100% gonna spawn. Alright. Maybe if we kill... I think we need to kill the sheep. Well, we've got plenty of cobblestone, so we can keep adding to it. As I said before... Can you not? As I said before... I'm starting to get a little bit burnt out on the monument project, so I figured we'd do something a little bit different. And I think we'll add another layer. We should hear them splashing around in there if they spawn and end up popping down. We'd also be able to hear a little bit of them walking around. So, whoops. Yes, watched a couple more episodes while I was cooking and eating lunch of Building with BOO. It was interesting experience to see him doing some caving and stuff, and I was able to look ahead and see kind of what we're in store for in beta. And I noticed he was having a hard time finding diamonds in a cave too. And even with the sounds and stuff, not having food in the game really sucked. I think something that nowadays we just don't think about at all really is that change. I remember, and I could be completely and totally no idea what I'm talking about, but I seem to remember there being a bit of a controversy, myself included in the controversy, around the idea of the developers making us have to eat things in order to in order to make health regenerate. So it wasn't like hey, you know, this is a good decision or anything like that. It kind of felt like Mojang was just like, we're gonna completely change up things. And so it wouldn't make sense now. Now, going back to this, I am so happy they didn't listen to us. Because the way that this stuff works is way better. Because right now, I can't heal up until I get food. But it used to be, you think, alright, well, you know, now there's, I think we were saying something like, now there's no point in food. You know, you have to eat, great, but, crap. But we were really annoyed by the fact that, like, you know, it made sense to have to, like, really go hard for the food. And now it felt like, okay, you eat, and then you're full, and then you just heal up when you're full. I think one of the solutions that I had read about back then was maybe it's better if sleeping in bed heals you up. And they just sort of leave food be, you know. But whatever the case, I'm glad that it's in the game now. Very glad. Alright, so we're gonna put these torches back up here. Alright. And hopefully, with any luck, now that it's nighttime, prime time, we get something to spawn in there. Boop. Alright, so we got a sheep spawn. Maybe we got something bad to spawn. I think it's still relatively rare that they spawn, to be honest. Alright, let's go cook up some stuff and we'll come back and see. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep feeling disappointed. We might have to add quite a few layers. And who knows how many caves aren't lit up down there that have got a bunch of stuff happening in them right now. I forgot I got some butter in here. If you're old school, you will understand that reference. Actually, I don't know. Maybe some of you guys are not old school and you still understand the reference. There we go. Yay. Perfect. I still gotta edit tomorrow's episode of Minecraft Zen Adventures. We're on episode 4 as of filming this. And not surprising, by the way, it's not getting that many views. I actually didn't expect it to get that many views, honestly. Or any, really. But I've got a couple of friends that have some interest in watching it. So it'll be a wild ride because I have no idea if any of the episodes get better, as in you guys enjoy watching them, and I get more people engaged, or if they kind of just stay the same. And I expect them to probably stay the same. Okay, there we go. Cool. Let's... Oh! There's something that spawned outside of it. Come on. That kind of makes me annoyed. He, like, really just would not relent. Well, it's a facade floor anyways. I believe Etho's the one that really hates it when people do that. Yeah, I'm not sure how this works as far as the mob spawning and stuff goes. But it looks like maybe they're not spawning in there. I mean, it will eventually work. Get out of here. Oh, wow, one hit him. Alright. I mean, I guess we can add another layer on. We need stability on this thing. It's kind of scaring me. I know it can't fall. But just seeing it hanging out looks weird. And that looks better. Yeah, I think we need to at least have a couple more layers on it for us to get any reasonable benefit. And if nothing else, we'll get rid of our cobblestone. Oh. I'm just looking at my, I'm looking at the... Oh, you sucker fool. I'm looking at the last episode that I posted before everything else. I find it funny how in life sometimes we... Oh, you You're gonna die just for that. Make me think that there's some mobs in my mob farm. Not funny. No, so I was just thinking about looking at it, and I was like, you know, it's really interesting. Just how crazy life can happen, and I just find it interesting that my solution to my quote-unquote problem at the time, which was thinking that I needed to restart a Let's Play series, that was the answer somehow. And in truth, it didn't work. I've got another channel besides this one in the main Rusty Games channel. And that one, that other one, it is testament to the fact that it did not work. I don't want to think back on the past too much, but there's a little bit on this channel at least of feeling like, you know, when I see some of the comments and it's like 10 years like earlier from today, and it kind of makes me go, man, I wish that I had, you know, done what might I have done differently in my life 10 years ago from today. You can't think like that. It's not a good idea to think like that. But I mean, I do think about it. I think about it sometimes, and I'm like, I kind of wish that maybe I had done things differently sometimes. So, you know, is what it is. We're gonna do that. And up. Ah, crap. Okay. Boop, boop. I still think they should have made it so that if, like, moss... If cobblestone is near something that's wet, it'll make mossy cobblestone. Of course, there was, like, a whole big hype when they added the Taiga, and we started getting mossy cobblestone, not from the dungeons. Oh, man, that was like, wow. And then slowly realized that it wasn't that rare. I really do like the way this old texture looks with that bright, bright, bright green. And nowadays, you don't get that. It's not very contrasty. And from an artistic standpoint, it's nicer to have a little more muted tones. But sometimes you need a bright color to really make something stand out. And mossy cobblestone used to do that for a build. Alright. This is going to be, I think, the truly last layer that I do. And we're just going to kind of hope for the best here, because... hope that we get something. I don't know if they need, like, a lot more area to spawn in. Let me see. Infdev mob spawning rules. Let's see if somebody's got it. Let me see. I just see people complaining there's not enough mobs. Let's see. I'm gonna look down here at the history. Okay. The new player now drops their inventory and respawns the spawn. That's not what I was looking at. Mobs spawn in groups. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so I think this mob spawner actually won't work. Because they spawn in groups. I wonder... maybe if I adapt this top piece. I'm gonna try that. But maybe someone's got Infdev mob grinder. Let's see. Dev guides. Biomes. Oh. They just talk about the Farlands. Structures. Oh, okay. So it's not really anything helpful. Sad. Alright. So I'm going to go up here. Because it says it spawns in groups, my thought is that maybe what we can do is we can have an area. We go up by 2. Come on. And just have it be dark, and then have some water flowing. Or I don't even think water flowing. I think we'll just kind of have a couple holes in the ground over that bottom piece. And the only thing that won't be able to fit through are spiders. But I think everything else will fit through. I could have adapted this so that spiders would spawn, but it's not as good. So we'll do like where we would have put this in there. We can go down by 3, and that'll go to there. Yeah. And that way they'll fall down to the lower level without being hurt, and hopefully find their way around. And maybe they'll spawn down there too. Okay. And then we'll just cap it. I don't know why I just thought of the Crunchitize Me Captain thing. I bet you this will work. Because probably their spawning is very different. Of course, we're going to be in for a huge surprise when they do change it back. Oh, hostile mobs can no longer spawn. This is an alpha. Oh, 1.2. Dude, we're gonna have so much, like, it's gonna start to actually be a game worth playing in 1.2. I didn't realize how much 1.2, like, really set the pace for, like, everybody getting involved. But they can now spawn in higher light levels at lower depths. And they could even spawn in sunlight, apparently, once we get to alpha. So you didn't have to have it so dark, which makes me go, because I don't have that many spawning in my world. Even at, but yet, when I have like a little tiny area for them to spawn, boom, they spawn. Also, I think we can only go up to about that height. So, alright. Let's, see what happens. So, go away, over here. Large amounts of empty space to encourage spawning in a general area. Huh. There's all sorts of interesting stuff about spawn. I'm looking for... Used to be 17 by 17 chunks rather than 15 by 15. This area is reduced. That's... Okay, so they haven't done a lot of, like, extra stuff on the spawning. They spawn in groups. So maybe that will or won't work. We gotta, like, go back up the mountain and listen and just hear to see if we can hear them walking around. Unless... Nope. They're not here. Do that. Alright, lots of baddies. Oh, they're in there. Okay. I think we did it. I don't see what's in there. Okay. Oh, it's a spider right down there. Alright. So I think this right here. Yep. So with it being spiders, there's not really much we can do. But I think we need to get rid of that middle part in the platform, because if spiders spawn down there, unless they... No, they couldn't have jumped down there. So I think this might actually deter quite a few of our bad guys. Did I hear a sploosh? Alright, well, that is going to do it for today's episode, guys. We are well on our way to getting some awesome stuff in the works. And next episode, I believe, is the last episode in this Infdev. So we'll be in the next Infdev where we get stairs, and that's going to be a wild and crazy ride, so I hope you're ready. But we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.